beggars belief, doesn't it? There's one decent candle in the whole house. Don't know how long this lot are going to last. Don't know where to put them for the best.
I know where I'd like to put them. Just be patient. I expect it'll come back on any minute. And stop sighing like that. You're sucking up all the oxygen.
Typical, isn't it? The hottest day of the bloody year. But what a good job we bought these 3 giant chill master electric fans last week. They're just a ticket for a night like this. Have a good mind to go to bed.
Oh, why don't you?
I wouldn't sleep this early. Never get off till about 3 in the morning as it is. Just lying there all tense and jittery.
Don't I know it? The way you were twitching about in your stomach last night like a porpoise having a seizure. Squirming about with your bottom all clenched up to kingdom come. God knows what you were dreaming about. I told you not to watch Deliverance before you went to bed. Be claw marks on that headboard now forevermore. Some people grind their teeth in their sleep. You grind your buttocks.
Yes, all right.
Could have sharpened a pencil up there last night.
I said all right. I want to be reminded about it, thank you very much.
And don't open that window. We'll be eaten alive by mosquitoes. The same every summer. That ruddy ornamental pond of hers across the road turns into a public health hazard.
No, perhaps I'll just stick my head in the fish tank. I mean, what am I supposed to do? It's like a bakehouse in here. Look at these chrysanthemums. 3 days and wilting already. Never mind plant food. It should give you a sachet of Viagra. Bloody things. Oh. I've got that sharp pain all down my front again. You can't tell me that's wind.
All those monkey nuts you were eating in the bath, I should think it's shaping up for a cyclone. Lying there with all the little husks floating about like canoes. No wonder you didn't finish your tea.
Yes, well, I needed a bath after bunkering about all morning with that new lawnmower. 3 words. Destined to strike fear into any man. Easy home assembly. Just putting the grass box together took 4 hours. Every time you got a bit to stay in, so another bit would pop out. Be forcing chrome shafts into snap rings in my sleep tonight. Oh, it doesn't matter how much you pay for something nowadays. They still expect you to put it together. Yes, here's your boarding pass for the flight to Rome, Mr. Meldrew. You'll find the plane lying on a flat pack at gate 13. Complete with a full set of instructions. Same with that lampshade I put up the other day. Chains on that were all lopsided.
So you've told me about 100 times.
Wonder if it's Crohn's syndrome.
Will you stop prodding at it? You've been to the doctor's. He's given you a thorough checkup all over.
Yes, that was another thing. I got undressed and suddenly he starts staring at my feet and whistling as though he's never seen anything like it. Said, "Do you mind if I take a photo of these for the Lancet?" I mean, what was that all about?
Well, why didn't you ask him?
Well, I didn't like to in case it was something hideous. Something else I've got to worry about. Both burning up, I can tell you that much. Oh, wish I'd bought that foot spa now we saw in Debenhams. Could have that lovely water whirling all over them and freshening them up.
Any minute now, the cap.
And if I ever find the bastards who did this, they'll know about it, I can tell you that much. Coming to it when you can't put your cap down on a pub table to go to the toilet without someone stuffing a cigarette out in it.
If that's what happened.
Well, I don't imagine it's a moth with a very healthy appetite. Some yob's idea of an hilarious prank.
Why don't you go upstairs and do your Tai Chi? It might help you relax.
It doesn't help me relax. It makes me feel like a complete idiot.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Ellsbury swear by it. Thought when they came over to give you some lessons, the three of you were getting on quite well together.
We looked like Wilson, Keppel and Betty. I got up at 6 this morning to go and do it in the park where no one could see me. And what happened? I did that thing where you have to squat right down. I couldn't get back up again. Had to walk all the way home like a chimpanzee. Won't be trying that again. They say that hot air rises, don't they? I wonder if it's any cooler down here. Good book?
Extremely. And I've just got to the interesting bit, so if you don't mind.
Got the dinner party from hell tomorrow night. Great Aunt Joyce and Uncle Dick. I wonder if it'll be any grimmer than the last one.
I expect so, yes.
Knew we were in for a pleasant evening when he came in and said, "Where shall I put the spittoon?" Told him to make himself feel at home, so he took his false arm off. And said, "That's better." Didn't know where to look. He was using it as a back scratcher at one point. Do you remember?
Yes?
I mean, that's all you want to hear halfway through a meal, isn't it? Don't make her laugh too much. Her glass eye's a bit loose. Right in a plate of salad. And the eyesight's not that good in the other one. Shouting, "It's all right, I've got it." Thought we'd never prize that cherry tomato out of the socket. It's bad enough of the lawnmower without having to put the dinner guests back together. Oh. If it's no better than this tomorrow, I may have to immigrate.
Oh, what did the forecast say? Perhaps it'll be a bit cooler.
Yes, and perhaps it'll be hotter still. You know, I never watch the weather forecasts. If it's a nice morning and they say it's going to be worse in the afternoon, how can you enjoy the morning? Best not to know about it. It's the same with life in general. There are certain things you don't ever want to think about.
What sort of things?
Well, I don't want to think about them, do I? It's the only way you can go on, isn't it? From one moment to the next. I mean, if you knew now all the horrible things that were going to happen to you... Ow! For the love of buggery!
What did I say to you about making sure you put those screws in properly?
Oh!
You know what a hell of a weight this thing is.
Oh!
Is it still in one piece?
I daren't look!
I suppose we should be glad it fell on something soft.
Yes, it's lucky I hadn't had a sachet of Viagra. I could have been smashed to smithereens.
Don't be coarse.
I mean, 3.5 days it had to do that, but no, it had to come down just at that moment. Oh. Oh, and my chest's all horrible and sticky. Feels as if it's gone all crisp everywhere now.
I'm not surprised with all that hair lacquer you've been squirting on. Enough to glue up a yak.
Here, Lacker, thanks very much for pointing that out to me.
Should look at things more carefully in the first place. You're hot. I'm hot. There's nothing we can do about it until the power comes back on.
And when will that be?
I expect it'll come back on any minute. Now, do you mind?
Is that the one where the murderer fires a crossbow through the keyhole? It's a very good one, if I remember rightly. What?
Why do I bother? I have no idea sometimes.
But all that happens at the beginning, surely. Or do you only find out about it at the end? Ah, yes. Sorry about that. Do you mind if I borrow the torch now? If you've finished with it. Thanks. Oh, there's a man here who never throws his urine away. Belongs to a religious sect that regarded as a sacred bodily fluid containing part of the human soul. Kept everything he's ever passed since October 1973. All bottled up in a huge wine cellar. And now apparently Leicestershire County Council are getting a court order to have it removed. Said Mr. Hibbert, 48, it's not the first time people have tried to take the piss.
Oh, you just love finding things like that in the paper, don't you?
I'm only reading what it says.
Right up your street, that sort of thing. Just tickles you to death.
Read in here the other day, we'll soon be able to go to the toilet over the internet. I mean, how the hell's that supposed to work? I don't know why I buy the bloody thing sometimes.
God, what did I tell you? Now, where's the insect repellent?
I think I left it in the car.
You're not opening that front door?
Well, what's the difference? They're in here now anyway. bloke from down the road and his girlfriend only having sex in the back seat of our car. When I'd forgotten to close the sunroof, bold as brass, just merrily getting on with it without a thought for my suspension. They didn't even stop when I opened the door. Stark naked, the pair of them. And he had the cheek to tell me to go and put some clothes on. Said I was lowering the whole tone of the area.
It's that poor butcher's son, Kevin. You see, they don't care anymore, youngsters like that.
Butcher his pork next time I see him. Clothes all over the front seat, and I didn't tell you what I found in the gear stick. Oh, God. Completely worn myself out now with all that. Oh, I'm sorry, Margaret. I've had it with the human race. I'm going to become a registered hermit. Who was it said, hell is other people?
Mrs. Smedley at number 14.
Was it?
Just after she got back from Benidorm. And she's got enough on her plate with that mother and father of his living there. I don't know how she copes.
Don't know when I last saw him. Didn't someone say he's actually so fat he can't get out the front door now? However much must he weigh?
Don't know. I think it's got something to do with all the tablets he has to take. Poor old soul. I know the neighbours have been complaining. When she hangs his underpants out to dry, they lose an hour's daylight.
I'll be reporting that little incident to the parents concerned. Don't you worry. Bloody yobbery. Morning, noon and night.
At last!
The relief! I do not believe it!
False alarm.
I might have known just as that was coming up in the box. Did you see that?
See what?
On the screen just there, a man pointing at a photograph of my feet.
Oh, for goodness sake!
And the Southeast News, as large as life. I just caught it before it went off again.
That was a detail from the crucifixion.
I think I know my own feet when I see them.
It's a program about Renaissance art.
I recognize the mole above my big toe.
That was a nail!
Well, I know what I saw.
Oh, will you stop fretting about them? There's absolutely nothing the matter with them.
So we still can't watch any television. What's on anyway?
Dinosaur Hospital. Pick of the day. This week, through the magic of state-of-the-art technology, the team help a pterodactyl with a cleft palate resume a normal life.
Presume the presenters are computer-generated as well, are they? I mean, Rolf Harris has been dead for 15 years to my certain knowledge. It's more than flesh and blood can stand.
Oh, I expect it'll come back on in a minute.
Well, there's nothing else for it but to listen to Dale Winton reciting Kubla Khan.
Do we have to?
It's something to bring a smile to my face.
In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure-dome decree, where Alf the sacred river ran, through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground.
Oh, turn it off!
Well, there must be some more batteries in this drawer somewhere.
There aren't. I've already checked.
Well, we can't have run out of... Ah, now then. Oh, how do we forget about this? Scented candle that Ronnie and Mildred brought back from Marrakesh.
Are we really that desperate?
I'm afraid we are. An enchanting blend of camphor, vanilla and peach. Oh, it can't be that bad.
Talk about the devil's foot. Don't bring it over here.
Important. This is not a circular.
What is it?
A circular. Apply now for your special discount loyalty card to Cottleswood Crematorium. Collect 3,000 points or more for a cash bonus, plus a free clock radio if you nominate a friend to be cremated before August 31st. Nominate anything, it'll be all this bloody junk.
I meant to get some batteries when I was out this morning, but with all that kerfuffle on the way home, it just went right out of my mind.
What kerfuffle's that?
Oh, yes. I didn't tell you, did I? There was a big siege going on in one of those houses by the putting green. Some maniac, apparently, holding a family of 5 hostage at gunpoint. The police had got the whole area sealed off. Traffic was being diverted. It was just like something out of a film. Apparently, they weren't allowing anyone near the park. They'd got concealed marksmen in the bushes. God knows what else.
What time was this?
Well, it's been going on since yesterday lunchtime, I think they said.
But I was up the park first thing this morning. Took that shortcut by the wire netting right next to the putting green. I didn't see any concealed marksmen.
Well, you wouldn't, would you? They were concealed. Obviously, they were taking no chances. Reckoned this man was a complete nutcase. Said if he saw anyone doing anything remotely suspicious, he was just going to open fire on them and ask questions later.
Remotely suspicious? You mean I was fart-arsing about up there in the middle of the grass in full view of an armed psychopath doing bloody Tai Chi exercises? Jabbing my hands in the air like a simpleton? I could have ended up with a bullet through my...
No, it'll be what you said. Someone with a cigarette in the pub. I mean, this is probably a completely different part of the park or something.
I've come over all faint now. Got a sort of quivery feeling in my left ear, like a whining sound.
bloody thing! I thought I'd killed it. Where's the spray?
Probably get dengue fever of the inner ear now. Oh.
Who the hell's that at this time of night? No, of course we wouldn't mind.
Would it be alright if I just brought him over and...
Oh, we'd be only too pleased to. So if you want to bring him over, that'll be fine.
What wouldn't we mind? What are we only too pleased to do now?
Mrs. Smedley, she's got to take her mother-in-law up the hospital. They think she's had a stroke. And, of course, we can't leave the old man on his own over there in the dark and everything. So she said, would we mind keeping an eye on him in here, just to make sure that he's all right, you know, till they come back.
Oh, you're joking. Old Mr. Smedley, the Hindenburg disaster on legs. I mean, how have we got room for him in here? You've got a lunar eclipse just passing the window.
What else was I supposed to say? Coming! Hello, Mr. Smith. Oh, my goodness, that's a handy gadget to have in a podcast, isn't it?
Yes, it used to belong to my brother. He worked in the Kent minefields for 25 years. Prior to his untimely death from respiratory failure.
Oh, dear. Well, can we come swimming with him? Can you manage that? Well, that we put in business. You remember Victor?
Yeah, sorry to hear about your wife, Mr. Smedley. Why don't you come and sit yourself down?
Yes, I will if you don't mind. Thank you. I'm very sorry about all this. I'm sorry to be such a nuisance.
Oh, don't be silly. Would you like a brandy or anything to steady your nerves?
Oh, no, it's all right. I've got my hot water bottle. It's always a great comfort, I find.
Hot water.
Sorry to be such a nuisance. They think my wife's had a stroke.
Yes, we,
Hope she'll be all right up there. They're terribly overstretched. Lady next door had to wait 2 hours the other week just to get to the operating theatre. They said they were very short of trolleys and did she mind sharing with a corpse?
It is a nightmare these days.
I hope she'll be all right up there. They said she'd probably be out in a few days.
I expect she will.
Well, perhaps I'll just sit here and read my book. Would you mind?
No, of course not. You go ahead.
Thank you. Chapter 8. Late that evening, I was surprised at my lodgings by a visit from Mr. Bruff. There was a noticeable change in the lawyer's manner. It had lost its usual confidence and spirit. He shook hands with me for the first time in his life in silence. Are you going back to
sorry,
Hampstead?
excuse me.
I asked, by way of saying so. Pardon?
Sorry. You actually have to read it out aloud, or
It's the only way I can get it to go in, unfortunately, and stay there. You'll find that when you get old. Yes, you see, I knew I was going to be a nuisance.
No, Mr. Smedley. If it helps to take your mind off things.
Anyway, I'm going to the toilet now, I'm afraid.
Oh, fine. Well, you know where it is and everything.
No, I mean I'm going to the toilet now. As I speak. The control goes, you know, after a while. Aggravated by too much stress and excitement.
Well, let's get you sorted out.
Yes. Up-to-date, Mr. Smedley. That's the ticket.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think there's any damage done, sir. You'd better go first, I think.
Yeah. You see, I said I was being a nuisance, and I have been. She'll be all right, though, won't she, up there? I mean, they said she'd only be in for a few days. I'll go in here. Probably, yes. No, I shouldn't touch that.
My God, I suppose we're going to be up with him all night. Potty training Mr. Creosote. That's all we needed.
No. It looks as if he's going to nod off in there, actually. I think we might just let him sleep. Oh,
What?
I just feel a bit sick.
What? How sick? And breathlessness? What else have you got? Chest pains? Radiating outwards towards the shoulders?
I'll be okay in a minute. I expect it's that bloody candle turned my stomach over. Oh, poor old codger. I suppose...
What?
Well, it just... You know, what he said about his wife. Do you remember when my dad went into hospital? They said that would just be for a few days. And after a few days, they said it would be just a few more. And that's how it went on. And we always knew it would be all right. Couple more days and he'd be back home with us all again. I don't think there's any other way we'd have got through those last 6 months. It's like you said. If it's sunny in the morning, you don't want to know it's going to rain in the afternoon. Oh. 3 hours it's been off for now. This is ridiculous.
Yes, well, I expect it to come on again any minute.
I expect.
They say I might as well face the truth, but I am just too wrong in the tooth. I started to deteriorate, and now I've passed my own sell-by date. Oh, I am no spring chicken, it's true. I have to pop my teeth into chew, and my old knees have started to knock. I've just got too many